One afternoon, Duncan, Mark V, and Peter Sam had gathered at the sheds. Duke, the old engine, was telling them about the firmer engines who he had been working with on the Mid-Sodor Railway many years ago. Peter Sam's buffer beam was being mended. He had an accident just a couple of days ago. Come on, Duke. Tell us about those other engines. Ah, smiled Duke. We had a small little line, but a great variety of engines working on it. We had a lot of friends. Stuart and Falcon can still remember their faces. It was a wonderful time to be alive. The Casney Howen Mining Company privately owned an unnamed engine. We didn't see him often, only when he was shunting around the mines. He sometimes used French words, because he was built in France in 1899 and shipped to Sodor the same year. But his fate is unknown after the mines had closed. Hello guys, it's Old Reliable here. I really hope you enjoyed this little short video about my newest custom on the channel. This is the Mid-Sodor Railway mine engine. Yeah, this is the first time ever I actually tried making a short film, and goodness gracious, I can't even speak. Like, man, it it requires so many retakes, or yeah, so many bloopers. If you are interested, I may upload them. There's a lot of them. Although, caution, I don't think you would understand that much of it because when I swear, obviously I don't do it in English. So if you want to learn some Hungarian swear words, mind you, there is endless amount of Hungarian swear words. Um, please give me a comment and I would upload the bloopers if you're interested. But back to the model. This is the mine engine. It is a 100% custom built model. I'm taking back what I said. The only thing which is pre-made is of course the mini chassis, because I'm known for making the customs out of these. These are so useful when you're making engines. Even more easier for narrow gauge engines because a lot of them have a very similar chassis. Yes, I know some of them have 6 wheels, but the mine engine is one of them which does not have 6 wheels. In fact, I think this is the only Mitsubishi railway engine who has 4 wheels. But I made a bit of a cheat with one of my other Mitsubishi railway customs. Yes, spoiler alert, I actually made more. I'm actually going to show you. It's gonna be on Tim, the number 7. Sneak peek, of course, but yeah. This is the mine engine. Very tiny little model. I really like its open cab design because if you think about it, there are not many Thomas and Friends characters or Railway Series characters, whatever you call them, that have these opened cabs, and they are like tank engines, you know. Even more rare when there are tender engines, like there's Iron Duke and Bloomer. I don't think there's any other cabless tender engine, but for the cabless tank engines, we can name, of course, the mine engine. We can name Sodor and Mainland Railways number 1 and 3, Neil, who is, of course, number 2, and, of course, the one which everyone knows, like Samson, because, yeah, Samson is a CGI series character. But, yeah, not many open cab steam engines out there. But this one, yeah, narrow gauge. This one is the only one who is narrow gauge of the before mentioned characters. Interesting to note that this is a hybrid of the 2 OG models that were made from this character, because the original, which has the back wall, I think that one had the long funnel and the golden outline. Oh no, it had the back wall, longer funnel, that's it. And the other model had the golden ring around its funnel and the number 9. The original was unnumbered. So yeah, this one is number 9. The Mitsubishi Railway is number 9 if you want to have it number 9 for the Mitsubishi Railway, although it is specified that it could have been a private engine owned by the Casney-Howen Mining Company, which is also situated on the Mid-Sodor. Yeah, it was their own little mine engine, Yeah, if you ask, no, it's not gonna have buffers. If you take a look at online, the original doesn't have a buffer either. But I will make a coupling for it one day. Yeah, because even in if you saw the video, which is a little short video I made with the mine engine, which is before the review, of course, you know that it's just pushing the cars. It's nothing to couple. Yeah. So it's so far it can only do shunting, or I can put the string on the cars so it pushes it in front and it looks like it pulls it. But I like it when it is pushing the trucks because it looks more realistic. Because I think in a mine an engine doesn't really faces away from the trucks when it's pulling. It's more like pulling them out backwards, I think. I don't know why I have this feeling, but it sounds more realistic because these trains don't, what, engines don't really require like a, how you call that, uh, turntable because yeah, they just do their job. Um, but let's take a look at what I really used for this. This is a pretty similar story to the Mark V episode, which is uploaded a long time ago. So basically, I used my little cardboard, a very sturdy cardboard, very thick. Yeah, these are actually multiple layers, but very nice. It gives them a very nice finish. Like, I'm really happy how it turned out. And it also has an interesting story, which you may notice, but quickly the important little things. So the whistle, that's part of a like a wooden little rod like this. Cut a little piece off, painted it gold. Nothing special. The dome is obviously you can see is a little nut. The way I did it is that the nut is painted gold. That's okay, but the top area has been like rolled around with a piece of paper, so it looks completely round, and you didn't just see the top of the nut. You see a nice tube shape. Um, this whole boiler section is the cork, which I also use for a lot of engines because it's really useful to make boilers out of corks. And the cork piece is cut up so it fits between two pieces of the cardboard. The funnel, the same wooden rod. There's a little headlamp. I know that none of the mine engine models featured a headlamp, but I thought it looks cool. Yeah. Everything else, cardboard buffer beam. For some reason, I made it have side rods. I'm pretty proud how it turned out. This is also the same wooden rod, I think, or it may be a toothpick. They're pretty similar. The back section entirely made of cardboard, nothing special. This is maybe a little bit of a thinner piece of cardboard. This whiter one. Yeah, the interior has been painted black. Nothing, no boiler detailing in there. The lamp is a separate little element because I really like tail lamps. I'm a big fan of them. Putting them on the back of engines because they look cool. Adds a bit of realism because not many characters have them. Like in the diecast range, like Billy with. I don't think Stanley, but yeah, there aren't many characters who are produced with tail lamps, so why not give them? If I know the real thing doesn't have them. Yeah, you could see the real ones back, so there's official information. But yeah, why not? Yeah, the number nine. I really like doing lining and numbers with paintbrush. So yeah, I had to do with the number nine. So, uh, if there was more information about the model, which is the unnumbered one, I will still have done the number nine because yeah, it's cool. It adds a bit of realism. Like when you do the initials of a company, you do lining, you do numbering. It's all adds to the fact that it's really Sodor is really a place which you can visit if you behaved well at school in the summer. The face, that's an interesting story. The face, if you see, it's actually two layers, one there and one there. Yeah, it's really hard to see on camera. You may see the little line on the top of the head that is two layers. The reason here is that the front, which is painted, that's the cardboard I use. The the second layer is actually not cardboard. That's actually a coin. That's a, I think it's a Polish 10 groszy coin before the time Poland changed to euros. And I managed to have a couple of these old ones, so it's not a big value. I know I have more, but I used one of them because it was a perfect diameter for a face. The reason I need to use them use it because it is heavy. It's a coin. It is made out of, I have no idea what type of metal it is made out of, but it needed it because sadly I made it super unbalanced. You can see another bogey would fit there, or another set of four wheels, because I put the four little wheels so front and I glued them in because that's how stupid I am. And I only noticed that later, that my little engine is like tipping here. This was before I started painting it, because they usually attach the face after painting it. The whole thing is painted brown, black, and red, and then I add the face. I usually don't add the face and then paint the whole thing completely. Yeah, I usually paint the faces separately and then attach them later. And because the face was not there, of course it's gonna tip over. I needed to add all sorts of little weights. That's one of the reasons why the nut is used as a dome. Although I don't think I have too much other options instead of that nut. Since then I have used that trick on more engines in my custom collection. I really like the buffer beam. It has some sort of mountain engine feel. I really think about the Cooley Fell engines who don't have buffers, nor a normal railway coupling. So yeah, but this one will have some sort of magnet. If I don't have an extra magnet, I will do the known trick, um, the bolts or nuts, or yeah. I'm really bad. I'm really bad with this English words. I don't know what a nut and a bolts. I don't know which one is which, but yeah, I think you know what is what. Yeah, I'm not gonna search one. It just takes the time away. But yeah, it was not that hard to paint. Really, the only hard part is the numbers. Although I'm pretty proud of how the face turned out. It's always a mystery of what you're gonna get, because you can't really plan a face. You could, but it's definitely gonna look something a bit different. Maybe not that much, but a bit. The thing which the whistle is inserted is also part of a cork, but cut up in a square, more cubic shape. I'm really happy that I was able to do the little cut, so where would the driver go in? Although the driver should be a skeleton, because that's a super thin little line or cut, but yeah, at least it's there. Um, at least I tried, yeah. There's the pistons, little pieces of cardboard. You can see under there that's super simple. Like all the pieces of cardboard are just glued there. They're nothing. that's that screw that doesn't do anything. I just tried to install that in the original hole which the mini chassis have. You can see there's a hole, and the screw actually is actually wider, so it's a bit damaged that. But yeah, it doesn't do anything. And of course, I did the same treatment of cutting out the little clips which the Mini's chassis have. And I actually have a Mini somewhere. Yes, right over here. So I can show exactly what I mean. So you see these four teeth are there, but on this one doesn't. Because of these four teeth, Minis don't actually ride take along and take and play track, which is quite annoying. Don't throw it. This has been donated to me by my good friend Scrappy23, because he knows I use Mini's chassis for customs, so this is just a lucky guy who hasn't been sacrificed yet. So yeah, if you cut these out, it will perfectly run in the middle. No problem at all. I'm pretty happy that this is possible with this. So yeah, I don't know what else can I say about this model. That I'm pretty proud of it. I'm happy, and I'm actually telling the truth. This model has been made a long time ago. I just find it really hard for me to start doing a video like it's, oh my god, let's do it next day and then the next day. And this is why the channel is having so little uploads. But I try to change it because this is the time when the summer holiday comes, so I will have a bit more time, and I try to do more videos. It's really hard for me to do them in the school term. Um, Other friends of me, like Sir Grandpa of the Grace and Bestie Wave, they all have really good times. It's really cool that they can do videos so often. I wish I could do that, and I know I could, but it's really hard for me to like start, like sit down, start up the camera, and yeah, I'm a really lazy person. I'm Dennis. Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty proud of this model. I'm sort of the guy who doesn't like to pay for models. I really like to do anything on my own, so there's going to be a lot of customs that are made with Minis chassis. Because there's quite a lot of possibilities. There is a lot of characters you can make. Specifically, characters who are only like mentioned or stuff, I don't know, special characters, mostly in the Railway series, are pretty good to use these mini chassis because there's no perfect illustration or information about the bases of some mentioned only and specific specialized characters. This is pretty good for the use because you can just sell it as or show it. Yeah, that's an O for O. You can't prove me wrong. For example, do one of the Valve's versus Sodor railway engines. I know there are no O for O's on the railway, but you could use them, even though we have confirmed bases. But if you don't want to pay a whole lot for a Southern and Mainland Railway engine, like you have Neil, but you need two more to make 1 and 3. But you don't want to do that because that's endless amounts of money. Like a Neil Erdl model is pretty expensive, but with an O for O Minis chassis, you can actually do it pretty easily because Neil is just a box and not much different from the Mine Engine's look. So, yeah, it's not that hard, I think. A Minis chassis is really, really useful. Now, we are going to get into the official information about this engine using the help of the Thomas and Friends Wikia. So I have started up the Wikia. The Mine Engine. So the Mine Engine, I'm gonna hold it in my hand so there's a bit of action so you don't just see the rails. Actually, right there, Thomas the Tank Engine Wiki. So we know that it is of course created by the Reverend W. Audrey. He of course lives on the island of Sodor, or lived, maybe he's passed, we don't know. But he was built in France. He has a specific basis, which is pretty rare on the Mid-Soda Railway engines because they mostly are based on kits, which the Reverend W. Audrey used to build his models. But we know for sure that this guy is built on a French locomotive known as the French pronunciation intensifies Decauville Type 1, Decauville Type 1. Yeah, it's a little engine. Interestingly enough, in real life, this engine isn't actually cabless. The Reverend W. just didn't install the cap section of the kit. Of course, normal narrow gauge, 688 millimeters. It's steam engine, a locomotive. It's a pannier tank engine. You don't hear that often. The same type of engine, which is duck. These are pannier tank engines. There's not many of them, especially those who appear. Most of the pannier tank engines who are on the Thomas Wiki are mostly part of the other real engines section, if you know what I mean. Of course, he's powered by fuel. He is a overall PT wheel configuration is 4 wheels. He was built by Decauville around 1899, and he was formerly the Mid-Soda Railways number 9, as you can see on the side of his cab. Um, he worked for the Casney Mining Company and owned by the Mid-Soda Railway Company. Interesting, yeah. The Mine engine was a cabless narrow gauge pannier tank engine who worked on the Casney Mine. A bit of biography. I really not gonna show it because yeah, that's official stuff. So uh, maybe I have some copyright. I don't know. The Mine engine was built at Decauville in France, circa 1899. It was later shipped to Sodor to work at Casney Mines on the Mid-Soda Railway. No information was given about the fates of the engine when the mine and the railway were later closed. It can be assumed that it was either scrapped or sold. I really like to think that this guy was sold. I really don't like the fact when some company, some railway closes and then all of their engines are scrapped. I don't like that. I really like the canon of this engine being sold. Or later being purchased by the Scarloy Railway or returned to the Scarloy Railway. Um, yeah, that's I really don't like being scrapped because if you scrap a character, you can never reuse it again. If you're not counting a ghost story for a Halloween special. Like think about the Velsfors and Sudbury Railway engines. That's perfect. They are all part of the Northwestern now, or something like that. So yeah, technical details. The mine engines models were built by the Revan WR3 to 009 scale. They were created from JUF models of Decaville Type 1 040PT locomotives with cab removed. On the second model, the funnel was also shortened. I'm quickly going to show the picture of the engine. Yeah, that's it. In real life, you can see it has a cab. And this is, I think, the exact same model the Revan WR3 used. Yeah, the mine engine was painted light brown with bronze domes. An early model currently preserved at the Narrow Gauge Railway Museum in Taiwan also featured the number 9 on the side in gold. It was originally painted green, which is obvious because the model I just showed you was green. Um, its only appearance is a mention indirectly, not by name. Don't worry, you can't just search it up. It's in the Railway series in the book Duke the Last Engine in Grand Puff, and indirectly mentioned, and I assume indirectly mentioned is by the fact that it was mentioned that other engines came, but Duke stayed forever. I think that's what it means to indirectly mention, because that's the same way they indirectly mentioned him in season 4 of Grand Puff. Engines came, but Duke stayed. Uh, this technically counts as its appearance because if you say many engines came but Duke stayed, that means it's a mention of all of the mid-cylinder engines. And a bit of trivia. I'm getting boogled up. It's really messy. We're kind of getting derailed. Sorry for the pun. The model of Audrey used for the mine engine was prone to motor burnouts. Although the original model was number 9, the second featured no number at all and was not included as one of the 6 engines owned by the Mid-Soda Railway in 1936. Presumably, this means that the engine was privately owned by the Kesniawan Mining Company. I'm not showing pictures, you can search it up online. So yeah, this is the mine engine, a new custom. I really hope I can do the Tim video in a couple of days. If not, then um, I'm holding an apology to all of you out there who are old reliable viewers. Well, it was great to be here, and we will see each other next time. Please subscribe and like. I was old reliable. Peace out. Bye.